Alright, let's try that again. Yeah, I hope there is some sound coming through now. If there is, please let me know. Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks, How you doing, Roxo? How you doing, mate? But yeah, to say what I was just kind of saying. Echo, of course there's an echo. My life sucks. 2020, mate. I don't know what could be causing the echo. I'm going to have to troubleshoot deeper, I guess, at some point very, very soon. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to introduce what I'm up to today. I've just kind of been here in the studio. I'm trialing a bit of a new setup. Apparently there might be some issues with it. I guess I'm going to have to troubleshoot along the way. But yeah, a cyberpunk themed city that's kind of a mock, kind of a mod, draws inspiration from a lot of spaces, including a lot of the recent sets that we've had, and Ninjago City. And you can see I've laid down the base. I've got my 48 base plate here. And the intention is to go up multiple levels, very similar to what we saw in Ninjago City, but also at the same time I have a little bit of my own spin on it. And yeah, I'm just preparing the brackets and braces for the next level right now, which will go in along here in just a moment. So one of the things I would say for those who are tuning in looking for kind of mock building tips is always start with a plan, but keep that plan super, super loose, because no plan ever survives the encounter with the enemy. Or, however you choose to phrase that. But it is true. So I want to keep it kind of loosey-goosey and just kind of on the fly be able to adapt the plan. I enjoy building that way, and really this is just me having fun in the studio, so I need a few more little bitty bits. I've got them over here. And yeah, hopefully this setup works a little bit better as well, because for brick building and mock building, I need to be able to get around the room. I've got some ideas to fix the sound going forward. There's only so much I can do, and apparently a cat needs out the door, so I'll be right back. Yeah, the cat likes to sleep in my office, and I'm never quite sure if she's in here or out there, and, well, apparently today, in here. Just double check how I did that. Pretty sure it was the first one was the brick. So how is everyone? How are you doing? Roxo? And certainly, anybody else there, and I can see there are a few of you, so if you're watching, jump in the chat, say hello. Otherwise I'm just kind of talking to myself. That feels weird. I've never quite gotten past the weirdness aspect of that. Maybe one day. Yeah. How you all doing? How's life been treating you here in, 2020? Which is a bit weird, but, Yes, I am looking forward to that game. And yeah, that's kind of part of what I want to do with this model. I very much want to lean into that kind of gaming aesthetic. I think I'm going to draw a lot of inspiration from Ready Player One, from the various Cyberpunk universes. I was always a bit of a Shadowrun fan. More for the universe, less for the execution. But I like the idea of a future that infuses magic with tech. And yeah, just kind of setting up the structure to get to the next level at this point in time, where I'm going to pull out Pigsy's food truck from a few weeks back and just kind of modify it into kind of a little street food stand spot. And yes, I can see more people are jumping into the stream there. Yeah, say hi, jump in the chat. You got questions or want tips or whatever on what we're doing today? Yeah, let us know. Hey, Maeve, how has your week been? Day? Month? Yeah, I was just the right age. Well, I discovered those novels at just the right age. I'm honestly not sure how old the novels are. to have kind of quite the impact. I really enjoyed the Shadowpunk novels. Are you not looking forward to school holidays ending? I am. I am so looking forward to sending the little ones back. Not gonna lie, I love them dearly, but yeah, it's time. It's past time. Alright, so, I probably should make comment on the technique that I've just used here. We're all familiar with the new roller coaster track. Well, I've lined it up with a little couple of Technic holes at the bottom, then onto the Technic pins, and that's what I'm going to use for my pillars to get up to the second layer, where I'll start on the Pigsy kind of food truck spot. I'll start riffing on a concept. At the moment, I'm just going to block in loose basic details, and then just as I go along, start to fill them out bit by bit. So I'm thinking there. I mean, the beautiful... In fact, yes, I should say a very important thing at this point in time is everything I'm doing here will be intended to be modular. I'm going to make sure that there are nice, easy seams where I can separate everything, and if I need to, or when I need to, so I can go back and change stuff. Because, yeah, I'm going to want to go back and change stuff. So that's one of those nice, helpful tips, I think, that's important when you're building a big mock. Likewise, make sure that you've also got the necessary provisions to lock everything really solidly in place. That can be a little harder than it sometimes looks. So for this mock, that'll just be as simple as somewhere on the back, not too deep because I don't want to be flush against the whatever's behind it, but I'll have the necessary Technic holes spaced correctly to put Technic beams to just stop everything from collapsing if I suddenly move it. So yeah, alright, so yeah, towers look like they're working. I can adjust the spacing back and forth a little bit because I haven't actually double checked the math on those. They should be okay, I hope. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out together. But it is easily adjusted there too. Let's grab Pixie's food truck and yeah, go from there. There's Shadowrun. Man, that take... I was so young. I remember playing that, but only vaguely. Right. So we did the big Monkey King mech last week. And that comes with this little noodle shop here that is already falling apart in my hands. But it's got some nice little bits that I kind of want to repurpose here. And it's got that little sushi stand aesthetic going on down here at the bottom. We've got Pigsy's food stand from a little while ago. Gonna take everybody out of here. A few people in there apparently. Many people. And yeah, just kind of tear bits apart and start repurposing, really. I like the vents. I'm going to keep that kind of aesthetic. Hello, Ed. How you doing, my man? Alright. So little bits to kind of put into a little food stand. It's going to be tight. I'm going to make sure it's about 6 bricks long. That's not a lot of space. I like what we've got going on here. I would like to extend it a little, but I don't think I've got the right tiles to do it. So we might just use the original length. And put a few seats out front. Start with 16 by 16. Bring it in a little bit from the edge, not too far, but enough just in case I want to have like a walkway around the edge or some extra details there. Again, as I said, keeping it loose to begin with, and I can always change everything later. I do like the bench. I'm a bit stud phobic. I might shake up the bench to kind of take it away from studs. Hey, hey, Ukami, how you doing, my man? Actually, I know how to do this. Alright, give the food bench a little extra length by putting little bits in between diagonal bricks. Finding them the right colour though. How's the Halloween game coming together, Ukami? Alrighty. It looks like we've got a few in the stream, so I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to clear away just a little, and I'll show you what I've got so far. I'll see if this works by taking the webcam down and moving it around. Now to give you a sense though of where I'm going with it, I'm going to block in a few little details at the same time. Alrighty, let's see how this goes. I might be in for some rude lessons, but we'll find out. So here I've kind of got what will be the very bottom layer here. So I want that sense of the Undercity is not as clean as the Overcity, and so I'll give it the layers of that. You can see I've started laying in the rest of it. I haven't finished it up yet. That's not... You may have seen this technique before as well. It's basically just trans tiles over different plates. I like the idea of them angled. It gives a bit of a more bounce and jump to the water effect, but it's not mine. You would have seen it in the Ninjago City set. As I said, this draws inspiration. This is more of a mod than a mock in a lot of ways. So that's what I'm going to keep going around there. I'll have a little junk or boat or something lining up here. As we move up to the first of the main levels, I'm going to have a stack of shipping containers here in the middle. I'm going to repurpose the Monkey King Secret HQ to do that. And then I'll get up to the second main layer. I'm going to start with a little food shop here that I'm kind of starting to work on right now. Just repurposing the Pigsy's food truck and the set that came with... sorry, the building that came with the Monkey King mech. Alrighty. Let's see if this gets me into trouble now. Trying to put it back into place. Let's see how we go. And I don't know how far from the mic I can be for it to actually pick up my voice properly. I'm learning these things. Working on the setup here. So I don't want to go that dark. I'm definitely going to lean into the kind of gaming cyberpunk aesthetic, but I like the idea of it being whimsical. So I'm definitely going to keep it a little lighter than that, I guess. No darkness. Knows their parents. First. And yeah, lots of just adjusting on the fly. And honestly, as this is something I'm sharing with other people as we build, if you've got suggestions, if you've got things you want to see, as long as it's not too dark, yeah, drop it in the chat. We'll see what we can do and we'll take it into account. Like, what would you like to see? The Lego pieces? A whole bunch of different ways. I will say that it has been a very, very long time since I paid retail price for Lego, which is how I've managed to acquire so many bricks, honestly. So yeah, here we go. Give it a bench. I want colour to the bench. I'm not quite sure what colour. Maybe the teal. Actually, it's a Cyberpunk City, so I might actually lean into magenta. That might be fun. Let's see if I got one in the 6. Alrighty. I'm just going to offset it a little bit too and see if that works. Returning a lawnmower. Okay. I'm not judging. It's a bit weird, maybe. I don't know. Nah. I take that back. It's not. Things you do on a Sunday afternoon, right? Alright. Yeah, that'll work. Nice compromise between studs and not. And put out a few little sauce bottles. I think we're going to keep Pigsy as our little fry cook. We'll have to give him a back wall because it'll be visible, and it'll need some a cooking kind of grill. I think we will keep the idea of it being dumplings. Where did the teal part go? I had dumplings sitting in front of me a moment ago. I'm going to need some seats. I love this sound, but, I know a lot of people love to watch Lego Masters. It's ridiculous how much Lego building is actually just sorting for the parts, or looking for parts. It's probably good that all those little bits ended up on the editing floor. One of the things I don't think they ever showed on the series either, I don't know how much I should say, but I'll say this, is there was this thing I used to do that I started calling the 10-minute brick pit build. Like, you just need something for, like, a particular model. And you just duck into the brick pit, where all the parts are, of course. And you could just quickly put it together, whatever it happened to be. Like the spaceship, or sorry, the attack ships I used for the villain build. I loved the villain build, the bad robot build. Yeah, ducked into the brick pit, came out only a few minutes later, and look, I don't know if I should say it or not, but like, builds you can't really build, you know. And that's not really a criticism. I mean, you know, we all start somewhere. It's a bit sad that he never put in the effort to get better at it, but, you know, so I build that thing, but we're going to need more, so I give it to him. And I'm like, hey, mate, can you just quickly put it together a few more here? Here's the first one, just copy it. And I got to about 2 hours later and I realised that he was still trying to actually do that, and the clock had really moved on, and I'd finished like the complete first layer of the the villain lair, and the poor dude was still stuck on that. It was yeah, I found it very amusing. In hindsight, I don't know. I shouldn't talk too much about Lego Masters. I know a lot of people find me through that though. Yeah. I was hoping I had 2x2 rounds with the centre stud or the centre hole. Either would have been great, but I don't. So I'm going to have to colour flip and see what I can do with a different colour. That'll work. I'll go grey. Alrighty. Yeah, I do. It's funny. I prefer to do most of my building tiny. I like to do the photography stuff with it. But yeah, that DeLorean, I had so much fun with that. Thing is, it might look like I've got a lot of parts here, but Kale scale stuff uses up those parts really quick. But behind me, you can see the robot. Yeah, which is just a big jumbo minifigure. Around the corner, I should move it over here actually. I've got a daily bugle that is as tall as I am. I'm adding a subway to it as we speak to make it that little bit taller, because at the moment it kind of cheats. It's as tall as I am with all the aerials and stuff on top, but with a subway level, the top floor balcony will be level with my head. So yeah, I do like to build big, but I prefer small. Been building a lot of Harry Potter stuff recently. So yeah, simple little seats. I'm just kind of giving them something to stand on. Look at that. Yeah. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's a metallic silver there. Alright. Those nice little tables they had. They were just the right height to move around next to. Ergonomically thought of. Alrighty, there we go. A couple little seats. So I'm not going to build straight onto it. Again, because I'm stud phobic, I'm going to do a tile the plates. So may as well start that process now, and then I'll be able to line up everything to it later. What I do now to later. Alright. Of course that's sticking in the right way. Cheeky. Alright. So one dead center. Alrighty. Yeah, coming together there. Now maybe Monkie Kid carrying away a delivery. Let's block in a few things. Or a customer walking up. Oh, certainly. Once this build is finished, I will absolutely be taking lots of photos of it. And that's one of the reasons for designing it modularly as well. so that I can remove bits or put bits in to make photographing easier. And yeah, I can cram everything with minifigure scale detail. There we go. We got the beginnings of a little build there. Somewhere. There. Let's throw a few more IREs on to kind of give it a bit of a sense of what it's going to look like. Always running out of room too. Lego takes up too much space. Another reason to build small. Alright, so there we go. Just gonna lock you in there. Come on. Alright. There we go. So yeah, something like that up there. Let's put some of that off to the side for now. I need little bits for the grill. Not about much though. I do want to keep this idea for the vent for the roof though. Yeah, it'll once it's all done, it'll be up on Instagram. Thanks for joining us, Marie, and look after yourself. Stay safe. Near for a little later. Maybe a second dumpling run. Something that's been plated up. Yeah, gives me a few options there. Maybe hang some fish or put a fish market next to it. Actually, yeah, I think I'm going to have a fish market here. A little kind of food stand. I'll need that. So I've got this habit of just piling up the parts I think I'll need for a certain section next to that section, and it very quickly crowds those little areas. But, you know, it'll work. It'll work fine. Yeah. Alright, might start on the tower stack for the middle. And this secret HQ set is so fragile. So fragile. Kind of works in my favour though. Might keep the billboard sign and put that at the very top once I get there. I was thinking maybe start with the red or the blue on the bottom. Let's start with the red. Let's put the red on the bottommost layer. About here. Gonna have to skinny it up a bit, I think, though. Alright, let's put the rest of these bits off to the side. Yeah, I might take the idea of the radar tower and really extend it up there. Change up the top. That probably starts to give an idea of the sense of the height too. If I pile the red on the yellow, on the blue, that hits to about that height. So let's thin these down somewhat though. Gonna need a plate underneath. Here's one I prepared earlier. So that thins it down a little bit. That'll bring it to 6 wide, still 16 long. And for those who haven't heard of Pythagorean triples, Pythagorean triples are a really clever math technique to help angle bricks and still keep them perfectly stable. The right angles, right angled triangles to make it happen. So let's put this together. Let's see how this goes. Doesn't have to be too tall. Tall enough though. I want some kind of window in there, I think. Not too much though. All of this should be on top, not underneath. Alright. So yeah, it starts to give a bit of a sense of it. I like how I've certainly seen this technique used before. I've used it in other builds previously. It's now made a lot easier though to flip over a turntable and use it as a vent, thanks to these modified 2x2 plates with I don't even know what the proper name is for it, but certainly makes life a lot easier to just kind of whack in that kind of air conditioner vent style. Yeah, that's all it really needs to be. Top layer. Yeah. Maybe 2 layers to make that happen. Maybe keep some of the piping for the top. I don't know yet. We'll find out in a moment. And of course, one of the easy things is, I think it's worth saying, you need to think about the angles you build for. You don't necessarily want to crowd your builds, and certainly they can get parts intensive quick. So bits that aren't going to be seen as much, you can save parts. I'm wondering how much I actually need to put into that. So that end will be seen. I don't have another panel part though. That's a tricky. Something that has that shipping container door look though. That's kind of what I want to create. So maybe if go, that'll fit on one end. Might be a little. Bring that down. Alrighty. Cooly doos. So yeah, there we go. I've got a flat base for one side. Figure out what I'm going to do with it fully in a moment. I really don't know. I'm sure something will become clear. And at the other end, I'm going to want a proper door. So let's put in a proper door. Just that sense of a repurposed shipping container. That's what I like it. And here we go, all coming together. Alrighty. Alrighty. Yeah, basics of a first shipping container. I can put that one down on the very bottom. I'm going to need to lid it. Alrighty, not too crazy, not too much, just the right amount. That'll sit about there. I'll make sure it's locked into place. And yeah, I'll put a little fish fender right immediately in front of it. And then pile the next one on top. Blue, yellow. I think maybe yellow goes next. Maybe the yellow one. Might be a little easier. I don't know, see how many bits I've got. Oh yeah, got a few more shipping container type walls. Maybe I should put some of that piping into this one. I'm not sure. Yeah, actually, that could work. That could work down low. I'm just going to leave myself the connection point and come back to it. Yeah, adjust it later. See where it goes. So I might keep the sense of red tiles on the lips as well. I don't know, I think I want to put a balcony on the next one actually. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting caught up on those details, so I'm going to build other things and just let the brain gesticulate. I can see people dropping in the chat. Say hi in the chat. Sorry, dropping into the stream. Say hi in the comments. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. Got queries. Just building Cyberpunk cities today. Bit of live building. Mocking, modding, somewhere in between. And just seeing where it ends up, really. Having a bit of fun with it. Alrighty. Another 16 by 16 plate. But I'll offset it just enough. Again, I'll keep that offset going. Maybe push it back this way as well. We'll crowd that space a little, but that's okay. I do want a little bit of that sense of this level being crowded. Just the right amount though, not too much, but just enough. Just enough. I'm going to save the yellow panels. I like the texture on them. So yeah, I might keep that sense of the piping going up the wall too, actually. We bring cabling in over the top and those kind of little urban details. Yeah, yeah. Always about the journey. Gotta have fun with these things, right? So, again, keeping with the idea of it's more of a mock, less of a mod. Maybe taking what they've done here and using it as the door. Actually, yeah, that does work. But maybe a little too long. I'd have to shrink it down a little. We have that there. Set it back a little. Door. We need a door for that. Alright, let's get a door. Hello, Liam. How you doing, my man? Such a mess when I build. Always. Never enough table space. Never ever. Don't think there ever will be. Yeah, let's go. Right. Liam, just asked what we're making today. Cyberpunk Cities. So, riffing on what I've kind of built over the last few weeks, taking the Monkey King sets and some of the new wave of Ninjago and a little bit of Ninjago City, and just kind of repurposing it into Cyberpunk City. So, underneath my mess that I've started to create here, you can see a 48 base plate. And so, drawing inspiration from the Ninjago City set, I'm going to keep that idea of polluted waters around the base. Maybe have a little boat pulling up here at the wharf. Let's get the camera off again and just get it up closer. So there we go. We've got a little sense of the pollution there. A little sense of the wharf in progress. Still building up the other layer there. I've got pillars to help me reach to the next level. I'll have a little food stand here as inspired by the food stand truck. In the middle I'm going to have a stack of kind of shipping containers that have been repurposed as houses. And riff on Ready Player One, but also repurpose a lot of what was in the Monkey King Secret HQ. And just slowly build up with it all. And see where it goes. Spot there. Yeah, I'll have a little fish vendor here and just see where it goes, really. Could be anywhere. That's part of the fun of it, though, right? Yeah, it's a very simple technique there to create that kind of water effect. It's trans light blue tiles. Trans light blue tiles. Just placed over different colour plates underneath. And that gives you that effect there. I like to add the occasional cheese slope or 1x1 stud as well. Just gives a little bit more texture too. Right. Keeping with the idea of a city that doesn't have enough space, I might put a windowsill in this one. hanging garden bed of some variety. Statue? Yeah. Well, I was going to go for a stack of shipping crates here in the middle. But I was thinking some kind of statue way up top to cap it. Um, Again, I want to draw inspiration from a lot of video game and pop culture stuff like Ready Player One, Tron, Shadowpunk. And so, yeah, right at the very top, I was thinking maybe the Ready Player One face with the VR glasses cheering or something. I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to figure out as I go, really. No, I'm taking my time with this one, Liam. It won't be done today. Not quite sure how long it's going to take. I'm not feeling any rush on it, though. And I don't want to. So, yeah, just going to take a bit of time with it and see where it ends up, really. I think you end up with a better result when you do it that way, too. So, maybe straight to that, or no. I think keep the same height ratios as the lower one. I'm going to want that, aren't I? Yeah, well, there's a lot of extra bits I can do with this because I want to be able to display it at events eventually when that becomes a possibility for all of us again. So the little extra things you need to put into a model that you display at an event as opposed to something you've just slammed out as quick as you possibly can. I need to make sure I accommodate lighting spots. I need to make sure I accommodate the extra structure to hold it together. Keep it modular for the times when I inevitably need to get in there and change it. And to have all those kind of things accommodated to make it easy to separate sections. And keep it all together too. Keep it solidly built. So that's part of the approach that has to happen. Yeah. And so at this point in time, it's mostly blocking stuff in and figuring out where stuff's going to go. Doors. We have a door there. Might change your colour up a little later. I'm not sure. We'll also get some colours. Figure out the spacing for that. Might put in a little extra bit of a ramp there, maybe. Just a moment. So how's your week been, Liam? What have you been up to? You been building yourself? Star Wars. Have you watched the end of the Clone Wars series that's dropped? I don't think I've got the... Yeah, I'm going to have to use this for the yellow top. Might make the next layer a little trickier, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe bring it into that kind of angle. And add a little bit more of a platform there. Actually, yeah, that kind of works. That way I can put a little bit of a pillar there. Yeah, it was good seeing the series finished off so well. I don't know, that's my personal opinion, I don't know. What did you think of the finale for Clone Wars? Right, blue. I think with the blue box at the very top, I'm going to go for a shorter length. Let's see if I can pull it out. Let's see what we can make happen. Again, keeping that kind of slightly grungy look for it all. Yeah, but it kind of had to be sad. It was nice to see more of Anakin's gradual slip. He certainly had that sense. And it sealed off Ahsoka's story well, too. I've liked that part. Yeah, actually, I might add that back here. One of those things that I think works well with large mocks is once you've kind of picked detail, keep using that detail. Doesn't really matter as much what that exact detail is. In this case, for instance, all my air conditioning vents are now absolutely going to look like that. It's just going to be any air conditioning vent looks like that. And by spinning those details out across it, it doesn't look like a whole bunch of random jumbledness. It looks like it's consistent and tied together, just by repeating those kind of little mini patterns, I guess, for want of a better word. It needs to be alrighty. The blue thing I was holding? Bits of the Monkey King Secret HQ, which I'm kind of using in the build, or bits of. Alrighty. Maybe add that in there somehow. Give it a little bit extra there. Line it up. I'll figure it out as I go. Just blocking in details, as I've said a few times. And a another little crate here. Maybe an 8x8 for the base. Yeah. Shorter base, but not too short. I'm going to go with 10, 12 by... And then that can sit there. I can have that last one kind of coming out. Where do I put the door? So yeah, I'll put a ramp across the second layer. Well, the idea is I'm going to have walls around the edges. I'm going to have shops around the back and this side, and just extend those two walls up. So the view angle is through here in the middle. Look after yourself, Liam. Yeah. Hope you're enjoying the build today, guys. Just kind of taking it chill, keeping it real, having fun with it. If you're in the chat, say hi. Otherwise, it's just me talking to myself. And I don't know. I still haven't gotten used to it. I don't really haven't. So yeah. How's everyone doing? How's life treating them? Are there any particular tips or tricks you'd like to see? I don't know. How's life? How's tricks? I'll keep the window frame box. I might give this one something over the top too. How does that line up? Let's make that happen. Hello, how are you doing, my man? Blaster there in the chat. What you been up to this week? Clips. 2x2, 1x2 with a standard clip. Where are you? Scooby Dooby Doo. Where are you? Entertaining myself by singing. I like to do that. Alright, here we go. Let's see if this lights up. Come and try this. Alrighty. So it works as a clip. Nah, math's not going to work. I was hoping that would line up. But that's okay, I can cheat it. Little off to one side, that's fine. Let's see if we've got any more of those little air conditioning type vents. Pre-prepared. Maybe not. I might do something different for this one. Alrighty. I think it needs a little more texture in the back, actually. That'll be fine, I think. Yeah, actually, maybe more to there. Yeah, straight across. Can lock those in with a little bit of Pythagorean magic in a little bit. For now, they can sit there like that. Alrighty. Alright, so the basic bits for that. That's good, that's good. Maybe add a little bit of a rooftop garden to it, I think. Let's see, we've got the bits. Not a lot of room there, though. No. Maybe if I angle, actually. I was going to put venting on top. Maybe, actually. Put that out of the edge. Alrighty. Then I'll start locking it down the math. Keep it nice and simple. Make sure that goes on top back. Alright. Nice and neat. Yeah, there we go. Got those little connection points for later details. Might need to put a few more in. There we go. Yeah, I think maybe twist those. It does need something to cover the gap though. Yeah, add a few more connection bits for later, more piping down the edges, more of the little details. Alrighty. Yeah, that's gonna work fine. Totes. Totes galore. And lock those in there together. And you know, have somebody watering them or something, you know, nice little added detail up top. Simple peasy. Simple. Simple people. I don't know where I'm going with that. Hello again, my man. How you doing, Liam? Alrighty. Then it's a matter of getting the bits I need down below to line everything up. It has to be there and there. Alright, Pythagorean triples. That's my value. Yeah, that'll hold. Just need a few more metallic little itty bitty 1x1 studs. Getting ready for Halloween, hey? With Lego and Michael Myers. An odd combination, but you know, I can respect that. I like odd. Odd's weird. Alright. Be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Alrighty. And that's what I mean about the Pythagorean triple there. That's as stable as it's going to get. So, it's only 2 studs connection, so I'm a little cautious to tip it upside down, but it's enough. And likewise, I need to figure out exactly where I'm positioning this on this, and making that happen. I think there. Maybe a little bit back. I guess it depends upon the bottom level, doesn't it? Bottom level is going to be a little easier. We're going to hide more stuff in there to arrange the angle. Look at that. Look at that. Alrighty. Let's see if I can get the nuts right. Maybe you. That's going to be too steep. Should be connecting. cheat a little more, actually. Well, I can hide quite a lot underneath it, so... This will unfortunately make it one of the weakest spots of the build, but I can work with that. Gotta lock it in enough so it can survive a bump. Not a big bump, but a bump. And there. And yeah. That's actually kept together. That is connected together. A little less so on the very bottom level. It'll happen. And yeah, I like the idea of it. That's me shaking the table there. It's wobbling just that little bit. Nothing's falling though, and that's the important part. Yeah, I can work with that. Alright, let's put a mini fish market down at the very bottom, hey? Some flags. Awning. What do I want for the awning? The Razor Crest. You're going to love it, mate. You are going to love the Razor Crest. It is a beautiful build. Beautiful. Alright. There's a few little crates and the like. Shopping crates in front of it. Not too big, though. Maybe a darker colour. Alright. That should work. Put some fruit in there. And of course the fruit will bounce out the very first time it gets bumped, but yeah, it's not a big deal, is it? Something for the top and the awning, and yeah. Maybe I'll shake up the fish. Let's see what other fish I have. Yeah, maybe a crab pot. I don't know. See, this is the thing I like about taking time with a build. You can kind of explore as you go along. Don't let yourself be locked into anything. You don't have to rush any of the decisions. Really peaceful and zen. That's, yeah. What about you guys? You find it zen? The process of building? And I think that's one of those things this year, right? You gotta find your inner monk. Peace and calm. And all this time cooped up in the house, that's helped me find my inner monk, I guess. I'm getting a little chunky though. Alright, so we've got a few little things for the fish shop, market stall, something simple. Got a little bit of room for stuff to move around in front too. Let's get that a little more detail there. Might add some details there, but don't have the connection points. I might need to redress. Maybe another one of those. Yeah, that might be the go. That could work. That unifies them well, I guess. Ah, I think we should probably keep it PG, Roxo, but yeah. Some of the best TV on right now, isn't it? I loved it. I loved it. The boys, that is. Alrighty. That's what I wanted for there earlier. Alrighty. Yeah, that's coming together okay. What are some other bits? I think I want a little hotel over here. I can make use of the signage. I can bring in some neon colours that way. Maybe a door here leading on to the next section. A little bit of a pillar there. I was thinking a mech bay here. Garbage mech, maybe. Yeah. Well, for the next season, I think they're going to have to do a time jump and get everything back in place. I guess they're rushing through the spin-off, so that might change things too. Yeah, let's go with that. Alrighty. Yeah, wondering what should be next. I think probably the fish vendor, but I'm not quite sure what details to give the fish vendor. Doesn't have to be very big either. It's going to be pretty short. Just for somebody to stand behind, really. Pillars at the side. Simple pillars, not too much weight to them. And keeping in with the idea of repurposing what we've got, maybe I'll twist it in a moment, but that's okay, Liam. So yeah, the Razor Crest. On its way, huh? You are going to love it, my man. It is a beautiful set. Oh, God, yeah. Or maybe not. There is never the right part. That's part of the fun of it, though. repurposing what you've got. Maybe I should start with the awning instead. Maybe that'll make life easier. Here I have Ninjago City. I won this a while back. Somebody asked how I got a lot of my Lego. Quite often I win it. And yeah, I'm wondering if I can maybe take some of the details from this, maybe, and repurpose. You know, keep it simple. Ooh, yes, actually, I know what it will do. I just saw it. Or maybe not. No. Needs to have that kind of thin, fabricy almost. Very simple awning. Very delicate. Not too much, not too little, but a bit of texture to go with it. Colour and texture though at the same time. Little red and white cloth. Not too large. Stickers, yes. My tip for getting stickers on Liam is use some very, very light surface cleaner. So the kind you've probably already got in your kitchen, and you use to clean the benches with. You just spray on just a little bit because it evaporates really quickly. But if you spray that little bit on, then you can get the sticker into place as you normally would, and it gives you just a few seconds to kind of move it into place that you wouldn't get without it. You don't get normally, they're not very wriggly. And then once you've got it into that pitch perfect spot, just kind of leave it. The surface cleaner will dry off, and the sticker is perfect underneath. Yeah, that might be my tip for that. That's what I've got here. This is my odd bits box. I quite often go to it when I just want something odd. And that could be it actually. That'd be a nice texture, right? Got a few more of those. Take it around. And maybe a row of these. Just angled on top of one another. Yeah, actually I think that's it. If I've got enough. I know I've got enough of them, it's just a question of where. I used them up in something recently. I only need a few more. There we go, 5 should be enough, right? What do you reckon? 5? 5 to go? Yeah? Yay, nay? Hey? Yeah, I think I put the stickers on for the Razor Crest, because I guess that's why you're asking, right? So... They're in the cockpit. It's got quite a lot of stickers, the Razor Crest, I believe, from memory. Alrighty, got what I need. Let's see how this goes. One at a time. Let's see what kind of texture we create this way. Make sure it's got the necessary connection points to the next bit as well. And just need a one by one round. Oh, good. Sorry, square plate. That's what I'm looking for. I will find it in a moment, I am sure. The moment I turn around, it'll be right there, right? There we go. I think that works. Angle that down about there, and I get the basics of a little. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Alright. I was hoping for more wriggle there, though. It's probably a good thing. Probably a good thing. Alright. Yeah. Alrighty, how are we doing for time? Oh, cooly doodles. That does explain a bit. I'm starting to fatigue a little, and I'm like, oh, what time is it? Dinner time. It's dinner time. That's too high. I'm gonna have to shoot that at least. That's probably the right height. Yeah, I'm liking that. I can work with that. It's not too solid. It's not too thin. Probably needs something to keep it from wiggling too much. Little bits at the front. A seat for our shop worker to sit on. Little containers and boxes. And a fish rack. Yeah, we've got those details in there. Cooly doodles. Okay. Might even find a way to bring the lantern in somehow. I don't know. One of the things I definitely need to do is string lights through, and that's going to require a bit of pulling apart and rejiggering. Oh, I hadn't even noticed, actually. Thanks for pointing that out, Liam. Yeah, it'd be nice to get to 1,000. That's the current benchmark that YouTube requires to monetize. I don't know how well that'd work at the current time, but you know, I'm glad people enjoy this, you know, and respond to it, and it's fun. sharing this, because I love it. I love it, and yeah, sharing it with the world's a lot of fun. So, yeah, okay. Stuck up a few little boxes there. Probably bring that around the back. A little tower here. Then another store here. I'm thinking a landing pad up here for a Blade Runner-esque kind of car launching off, hover car. I don't know. What do they name them in Blade Runner? I mean, they flying cars. Seems like a bit of a boring name. Surely marketing came up with something better than that. Yeah. Okay. So we've got the basics in there. Need to bring in the rest of the grill and the first little food stand. Taking shape though. And I can have a few little things happening down here on the front, on the ground level, and there won't have to be a lot of detail there at the mid-back, because you'll never see it. It just needs to be enough. And yeah, make sure everything's lined up. Okay, I need to double check the math on those. The height that they raise to. And make sure it's squared off. I think yes. Especially since it's going to have to link up to this. Just maybe by going a little that way. The DeLorean? Yeah, maybe. I've got a half-finished minifig sized one over there. Because I wasn't a big fan of the one they released with ideas. A little clunky. There were a lot of details missing in it. Which I get why. It needed to be solid enough. Yeah, I think tower time. Now, the tower there on the corner, I'm definitely going to have the connection points in to hold it in place. I'm thinking around. Where's the window? Alrighty. Towery bits. Let's see what we can maybe come together with. Apart from there. Let's see what we end up with. Yeah, maybe that. And give it the necessary connection spots. Might be all we need. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with something like that. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah. Look, I'm loving the mosaics. The mosaics are awesome. I think it's important to say they can't release everything. And the reason I think that's important to say is us as creators can do the rest. So if there's a particular band or something you want, such as Queen, such as the Beatles, actually I think we saw the Beatles, didn't we? But if you want to take it those mosaics in a different direction, that's something you can do. You can take those parts and repurpose them in other ways, just like we're kind of doing here today. There are mosaic makers out there. I'm not a big fan of most of the mosaic makers that are free or easily available. My personal favourite is Photoshop, but there is absolutely a skill jump to be able to set up a mosaic in Photoshop and fix all those little details that the mosaic makers don't nail. They never get the eyes right, for instance. You're really lucky if they do. And yeah, there's always little bits that you'll want to just kind of adjust on the fly, which helps if you can draw halfway decent, for instance. But yeah, it's don't necessarily wait for Lego to release the set you want. Get in there, build what you love, and then refine it and make it a little bit better. And yeah, minifigures with cybernetic parts. The recent Ninjago sets. The recent Ninjago sets, I think, had a few more of them. I think it was them. I don't know, because they've definitely turned up in the little ones Lego City, and yeah, he's also learned how to raid my office, and he knows where everything's kept in here, and he has no problem coming in and helping himself. So yeah, it's, but I think maybe this is the point to wrap it up. So I'm just going to clear away a little bit of the junky bits. Bring together a few spots. Oops. Keep that up there. Somehow. So yeah, I haven't really done that much. Honestly, most of building helps me think, and it's really about thinking what goes where, and then slowly blocking it in and using it to find my zen. Honestly, so I'm gonna take the webcam off again. Here's what we've got: little fish vendor section. We've got the tower taking shape. That's all held together there. Remember, I used offset studs to do that, using the Pythagorean triples. A few little vent details on the top, which I'm probably going to change up. I'll keep the spirit of this tower. I might add bulk to it. And the beginning of the side wall, which is going to have to hold in place and be able to be removed at the same time. So there we've got the base. That's probably the next thing I'm going to block in. I'll tile up the floor and I'll position things. In fact, I'll take a moment to show you what I mean by that too. So it's a little boring to have an empty city. So I've ended up with a lot of these little guys. The Toro Legion. I'm going to keep calling them Toros. Just because it amuses me. So I'll probably block in, I think, a little troop of them coming around, maybe doing something. Maybe chasing a little bad guy, I don't know. Bring in a few little details. Yeah. Bring in a few. And, I'll put in my fish vendor, I'll put in a little balcony here, and a few little extra details at the base of this. Step ladder down, or something else similar. Likewise here, I'll get the railing across. But just block in what's happening. And not too complicated either, I don't want to get too complex. Just little mini stories, like the whole build will hold itself together, but once you get in closer and have a look, those little extra details to be kind of discovered. Maybe, the Toro guards are chasing a little guy who's hiding around the corner. You know, simple little things like that. And yeah, definitely, there's going to be a little mech bay here. I think a garbage collecting mech. Kind of going to lean into a monkey ape kind of vibe. You know, that big, bulking, knuckle dragging kind of mech, I think would be cute. Because you can really use that shape, that bent back, to have a large skip hop container on the top. And then, you know, turn the hands into some kind of scoops. So, the most money, the most expensive set I've got? I don't know. I did get a Millennium Falcon. It's still gathering dust in a cupboard, though. I didn't pay full retail, though. I never pay full retail. I don't know. Haven't bought much recently either. I probably should. Do need more bars. Anyway. Yeah. I think I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Thanks for joining. Not sure what we'll pick up next week. I might try and find a little bit more structure. I felt like I wasn't too structured this week. I'd like to be able to drop more tips and tricks along the way. So I'll probably work on that a little. Have something a little bit more structured for next week. I've just got to figure out what that is. So take care, guys. Good to see Roxo in text form, and Liam and Ukami and whoever else is still in the chat, because I can see there's a few others of you. Thanks for joining. Share with your friends if you've really enjoyed. It'd be nice to break the 1,000 barrier. Cheers, dude. Thank you, and I will see you all again same time next week. Stay safe, stay awesome.